Hi everybody. I have my grandmother's wake today and her funeral tomorrow. But before you send me your thoughts and your prayers and your condolences, just hear me out. I have some points that I'd like to make in the spirit of all of this, and I think that it's really important to talk about this stuff because, for one, I'm always trying to say that you should put a positive spin on everything, and that you should always be trying to be happy. But I don't want people to get that misconstrued and think that grieving is a bad thing, because grieving can be incredibly healing. It can be a great time for people to come together and to cherish and even celebrate all the good that the person that died provided for them. So there is definitely times that it is perfectly okay to be sad. I mean, when you're sad, it's okay to be sad, but grieving shouldn't turn into a depression, and it shouldn't ruin your life. If somebody else dies, it shouldn't end your life as well. Death is not meant to be a chain reaction. You see, we're all gonna die, all of us, and it's very taboo to talk about death because we, for whatever reason, but it shouldn't be. It's the one thing that we absolutely all have in common. We are all gonna die, and to let death shock us the way that it does sometimes is just wrong. So there's a grieving is okay and it's amazing, but don't let somebody's death control who you become afterwards in a negative way, or who you decide not to become anymore. Don't let it be a chain reaction. And the reason why I don't want people to, the biggest reason really why I don't want people to send me their condolences is because I don't look at death as a loss of anything, and that's just my personal beliefs. But to me it's an end to the nonsense and the fake phoniness and games and stuff that you have to play and people play with you, and the suffering. It's an end to suffering, and it's an eternal bliss. And you can believe whatever you want. If you believe in hell, that's your choice. But the people that have afterlife experiences, sort of out-of-body experiences, usually do describe a warmness and a bliss. So I'll always believe that after death is something good, and that death is more of just the death of the ego, and not really the death of the consciousness. But we can save that for another time. The point that I did want to get to here is our thoughts, and how they're not really ours. They're not really who we are. It's just it's old software running simple programs, and what we choose to focus on with our attention and our awareness is what will truly define us. So people are always asking me, why do I have these horrible thoughts? Why do I doubt myself? And the thing is these thoughts that come to you, you can't control them, and you can't take away from them either. You're always adding to your brain. You can never take away from your thoughts. So think about that. If you're feeling sad, if you have feelings of doubt or negativity, don't try not to think about that stuff, because don't think about this either. There's a giant gray stomping elephant walking towards you with a giant trunk, and it's blowing its trumpet right in your face, and you can hear it, right? But I told you not to think about it. We are incapable of not thinking about things. We're only capable of thinking about things. So with that, you have to focus your attention on the things that are going to serve you and the things that are good. So in the spirit of all of that, my grandmother, Helen Cap, the way that I'm going to remember her by is her winning smile. When she was genuinely in a good place and happy and laughing, she had the most innocent, just it's a wonderful smile. Like her eyes would squint, and her nose would scrunch up, and her pearly whites would show, and she'd have kind of a high-pitched laugh, and that's the way that I'm going to remember her by. And just like that, any thoughts that come your way that aren't serving you today, if you have feelings of doubt or regret or that memory from 3rd grade where you got embarrassed pops up, you can't take away from them. You have to just let them go, like a cool breeze or a rainstorm. Just let it pass. They all pass. And if you want to begin to have better and better thoughts come to you, focus your attention on the positive in life, and focus the attention on the things that you want out of life without fearing or feeling anxious about the gap that exists between point A and point B. So, for instance, it's going to be a wonderful thing to have, no student debt, and that's going to be wonderful. Don't think about, I got crippling student debt right now, think about that end game. And in that, everybody has something positive that they can focus their attention on. So, be well.